Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Block Thrasher Daily Crypto Update, bringing you the hottest cryptocurrency news of the day with a little bit of other stuff mixed in as well. Always with some commentary, with some analysis, trying to bring education to you as well. This is for the well-seasoned crypto investor, miner, as well as the neophyte. What is a neophyte? That is our word of the day, neophyte. Neophyte. Neophyte is a beginner or novice. Looking at the cryptocurrency market, it is painful. Ow! Does not look good. Total cryptocurrency market cap down 4.1% to $1.354 trillion. Ouch. Bitcoin dominance is 45.4%. Ethereum 15.7, and gas prices are on the rise. Ethereum gas prices at 51 GWAY. Bitcoin pulling everything down 14.5% in the last week, down 4.9%, almost 5% in the last 24 hours at $32.816. And hey, it's Friday. We haven't even entered into the weekend yet. This could be a rough weekend. We shall see. Although lately, seems like the cryptocurrency market always has a surprise. The only thing that isn't a surprise is that we are having a lot of up and down activity, a lot of volatility, seesaw action. Ethereum, currently $1,818, down 23% on the week. Ouch. Ethereum and XRP and Polkadot, Binance coin as well, all getting hit. Everything's getting hit. Binance, $287.26. down 18% on the week. Cardano, $1.28, down 13%, holding a little bit stronger than some of the others. Dogecoin, 25 cents, down 17.4%. XRP, 63 cents, down 24.4%. Wow, XRP is really taking a hit of late. Polkadot, 15.12, down 32.9%. Wow, pushed down to number 9. Terms of market cap. Now we've got 3 stable coins, Tether, USD, and Binance USD in the top 10. So, to me, it seems like those should be classified as something other than they're not actual cryptocurrencies. They are potentially fractional reserve banking instruments. And all it shows us, though, is that a lot of people may be transferring, selling their crypto, putting into stablecoin, waiting for a market upturn. It's interesting because you see people all over social media saying, "I'm out, I dumped," and they're doing exactly what they shouldn't do. They're selling the red candles, and they're going to FOMO back in and buy near all-time highs into the green. So many people just admitting basically that this is what they've done. All right, moving on to news items of the day. It's all good news. Really, there is no bad news today. I'm not handpicking just the good news items to try to paint a rosier picture or anything like that. There just isn't any negative news. I mean, the only negative FUD type stuff out there at all that we've seen, and really ever, but of late, is the concerns about government and the trying to paint a picture that cryptocurrency is used for illegal activity or money laundering or this sort of thing, right? So, first story of the day, Tanzania. Tanzania's central bank is working on adopting cryptocurrency. Now, this is interesting because just a few years ago, Tanzania was banning the usage of digital assets within its borders. And now they've taken this 180-degree turn, right? Following in the footsteps of El Salvador, the nation's central bank asserted today that it has begun working on a recent directive from the president to adopt cryptocurrencies. Unbelievable. A Reuters report from June 25th showed that Tanzania's central bank plans to listen to President Hassan's words. The organization wants to be prepared for it when the nation will need to use cryptocurrencies. Interestingly, today's statement from the bank shows an entirely different approach than the one undertaken in 2019. Back then, the institution implemented a ban on operating with cryptocurrencies. It argued that the country had not recognized them as legal currencies and warned its citizens to stay away as they might lose money if they invested in such speculative assets. Now, though, a spokesperson from the central bank reassured that the organization is working on the directives given, referring to President Hassan's comments. Very, very interesting. Since then, after El Salvador's becoming the world's first nation to make Bitcoin a legal tender, several other countries have outlined similar plans, including Paraguay and Panama. So now we've got Paraguay, Panama, Tanzania, El Salvador. Speaking of El Salvador, moving on to the next segment here, adults in El Salvador are going to receive $30 in Bitcoin as the nation unveils details to make crypto legal tender. Say what? $30 in crypto. That's probably not an insignificant number for El Salvadorians. Every adult citizen in El Salvador will receive $30 worth of Bitcoin when they download and register the government's cryptocurrency app. President Nayib Bukele announced late Thursday as he unveiled details on how the nation would become the first to make Bitcoin legal tender. Wow, this is incredible. So beyond just making it legal tender, they've created an app, and it's funny because someone's saying, well, that will solve the KYC problem because they're going to know who, but there's no income tax on crypto now in El Salvador. This is incredible. This is just genius. Their people are going, if this is either going to fail because so much pressure will be applied by the World Bank, by the IMF, by outside forces that they will just devastate El Salvador and you bring the hammer down so hard that this will fail because of that, or it's going to be spectacularly, phenomenally successful and other countries are going to follow suit. But think about it. Now the El Salvadorians are going to be able to operate on a currency that is not manipulated by any central bank or any government or any outside influences. Yes, it's still volatile, but over time, it's been a phenomenally valuable asset to own, right? Its purchasing power has done nothing but obliterate every other currency on the planet. And so these people can now start to think long-term and to build and to plan and to develop businesses and all these sorts of things. So it's very, very interesting and exciting to watch. Now we have to talk about John McAfee here for just a little bit, because this is starting to brew into one of those crazy conspiracy theory type things. And so this is going to get interesting. Just starting to see little snippets, little posts here and there, little information. People are putting things together. So we'll see. But here's the interesting story, which is being reported by You Today. John McAfee's widow is blaming U.S. authorities for her husband's death. Wow. Janice McAfee, the widowed wife of late tech mogul and cryptocurrency supporter John McAfee, believes that the U.S. authorities are to blame for her husband's death, according to another Reuters report. Just days prior to the antivirus pioneer's apparent suicide, McAfee wrote that the U.S. government was determined to have him die in prison. In a Father's Day note, he said, U.S. officials are determined to have John die in prison to make an example of him for speaking out against the corruption within government agencies. In October of 2020, the month McAfee was arrested in Barcelona on tax evasion charges, the eccentric cybersecurity expert warned that it wouldn't be his fault if he were to hang himself. Very, very interesting. McAfee's family is calling for a thorough investigation. As reported by You Today, McAfee apparently hung himself on Wednesday, the day his extradition to the U.S. was approved by a Spanish court. Echoing McAfee's lawyers, Janice McAfee asserts that her late husband had no suicidal tendencies. The software mogul's family is demanding a thorough investigation into his death and a second autopsy. something that's not being reported in this article is the fact that McAfee has also stated that he has something like 35 gigabytes of data about government corruption that he would release, that he's created a time bomb or some sort of time bomb's not the word I'm looking for. What was it called? A time release. If he were to die, that, and so already some stuff is being uncovered that there may be some data that he's put into the Ethereum blockchain as an NFT that might have a key or a password to the data, to the information that he might have. So all of this is just some of the stuff. The other thing that has occurred, so basically the bottom line, a concept being that it may be that McAfee has information that will just bring a lot of high-level governmental officials down or expose a lot of corruption. So we're talking Epstein-type stuff, just very, very damaging information according to what he claims. And this is what he's claiming is the reason for the motivation for why they wanted to take him out. Now, also interesting, and again, I'm just pulling together quickly some of the stuff that I've seen but haven't been able to verify. So all this is going to have to be verified eventually. But there was a building that collapsed here in the US, a townhome or something like this type of building. And apparently people are saying that McAfee owned an apartment in that building. And so now there's also speculation that that may have not just been an accidental collapse, but might have been something that was done to destroy some, or an attempt to destroy some of this potentially harmful data that McAfee might have on the U.S. government or certain U.S. officials. So all of this is just very interesting stuff and kind of blowing up in that direction toward a lot of conspiracy stuff coming out and questions surrounding the whole thing. All right, let's wrap things up with the last segment of today. This has to do with Cardano. Cardano and El Salvador. Cardano in El Salvador, question mark? Charles Hoskinson is planning a state visit to gauge the country's crypto ambitions. Cardano founder and IOHK CEO Charles Hoskinson is interested in bringing Cardano to El Salvador, but I tell you what, this would sure make a lot of sense. I don't know that Bukele or the president or anybody over there knows that as of yet. And the desire to make Bitcoin a legal tender and all that is great. But what they probably don't understand, they don't realize, is that there would be a much, much, much better system actually, because Bitcoin is not great for payment systems. And that's what they're trying to do over there, set it up in that way. And that's going to be potentially riddled with problems. I mean, they might be able to solve those things and get it done with Lightning Network, but Cardano would be a perfect solution for all of this. On the heels of El Salvador's move to embrace Bitcoin as legal tender, Hoskinson is making an effort to bring the smart contract platform to the nation as well. Hoskinson says he's applied for a state visit to El Salvador to discuss the possibility of forming ties between Cardano and the Central American nation. Yes, we have been in talks with some officials and parties in El Salvador, Hoskinson said, and I may do a state visit. I sent over all the documentation and request for that, and if so, we'll meet the president, but it's basically going to be in their hands. We've talked to a few people that are in that orbit, and they have definitely expressed interest in digitizing the country, going beyond just legalizing Bitcoin. So we'll get a better sense probably in the next 2 to 4 weeks where that sits. And if it's a proper state visit, I'll actually have a suit made. Hoskinson plans fall in line with Cardano's efforts to globalize its activities. IOHK announced a partnership with the Ethiopian government this past April to digitize the identification process in 3,500 schools across the nation. In the future, the blockchain-based national identity system for teachers and students could benefit tertiary educational institutions too. Very, very cool. Go Charles. Make it happen. We'll see what happens there. That would be great. All right, my friends. Thank you so much, like I said, for joining me today. Hope you have a great weekend. It's beautiful where I'm at right now, but hot. At least where I'm at the moment. So I need to get the AC cranking here. I had to turn things down just to record for a bit. But I think it's going to be a really great weekend. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you got some fun stuff planned, some good time with family and friends. Remember, it's always a great day to earn and stack more crypto. In fact, it's an even better time. These recent weeks have provided some good opportunities with this volatility to jump in and grab some things if you have any powder still left in your keg. All right, friends. Talk to you tomorrow, or actually not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Saturday. I will be back with you on Monday as we do another Block Thrasher Daily Crypto Update. See you soon. Appreciate y'all. Bye now.